welcome back to my channel. I'm Allie, this is Allie G Reads, and today I'm going to be talking about weird books. I really like surreal fiction. I think weird books is kind of a big stretch. It can be so many things. So these are more like weird stories, but surrealism is involved in some as well. So without further ado, let's get started. I had to take my glasses off because the lighting's terrible and the ring light's like right in my eye. I couldn't do it. So the first book I'm going to talk about is Cosmopolis by Don DeLillo. This was adapted into a movie. As you can see, I have the movie cover with Robert Pattinson. I think it was one of the first Robert Pattinson movies where he kind of got to escape from Twilight. And it is worth a watch, and it's actually pretty accurate to the story. So what this is about the year 2000, and a 28-year-old billionaire asset manager wants to go across town to get a haircut. And all this chaos is happening around him. The whole book takes place in a limo, basically. And he has people that work for him going in and out of the limo, talking about things. There's a presidential motorcade in town. A music mogul has passed away, so his funeral procession's going through town, and there's also a huge violent protest happening. So this is one of those, it's really short too. If you like that kind of books that take place in one day, in an hour, in 2 hours, this is definitely something to consider checking out. This next book, I think, is the OG weird surreal fiction. This author's known for it, and this is the first one I read. It's The Crying of Lot 49 by Thomas Pynchon. So this book is odd, to say the least. Again, it's really short. This is about a woman who inherits some estate from her ex-husband, who was a billionaire that passed away, and he left her a collection of stamps. This leads her down a rabbit hole of conspiracies, trying to find out if this secret post office exists. It sounds so weird. It's so weird. It's so random, but honestly, it's really good surreal. And I think people that are fans of conspiracy theories or how people get sucked into rabbit holes, this is a really, really good book. This next book kind of blew up last year, I think. And I think it's classified as dark academia, perhaps horror, but it's interesting. I think it's more weird surreal fiction, personally. It's Bunny by Mona Awad. I love this cover. I love the brightness of it. I gave this a 3-star. I liked it. It wasn't my favorite. This is kind of maybe the Craft meets Mean Girls meets Frankenstein. This is about a girl who is a student at a university, and she gets involved with this group of girls. It's a clique called Bunny. They all call each other Bunny, and that's their names. And they start doing some experiments that start to go south really fast. This is such an odd book. I don't even know how to describe it any further than that. This is one of those ones you would have to pick it up and give it a shot in order to form an accurate opinion, because I don't know how else to say it. That's all I got. So I think if that sounds intriguing to you, give it a try. The reviews seem to be very hit or miss. I'm in the middle, and I'm one of the few that are in the middle. So try it, maybe. This next is a short story collection, and it's by an author that I really, really, really like. And she is so underrated. And she writes really, really, really good, weird, surreal stories. And I think she deserves a lot more love than she's getting. It's What Is Not Yours Is Not Yours by Helen Oyeyemi. I think I'm saying that wrong. If not, I apologize. This is a British author, and she is so good in this story collection. All of the stories are kind of feel surreal and they feel very different, but all of them are connected by keys, and I love that imagery throughout. I've not done this collection, admittedly. Like I haven't finished it yet. I kind of pick them up here and there and go through it, but this is so good. The first story opens strong. It's about two different timelines. This girl is left on a porch of a monastery, and she has a key around her neck, and then another lady tells a story about something that happened in like the 60s or something, I think. And she gets the key with a similar note that was found on the girl adopted, and you have to figure out if they're connected. It's really, really cool. I really like Helen Oyeyemi, and I really hope more people read her stuff and check her out. I'm actually doing a reread of one of her books recently, so I definitely would recommend, especially because short stories, you can kind of get into a genre. So this might be a good entry into weird fiction. I'm not going to say too much about this book because I've put in a couple videos already. It is one of my all-time favorite books, but because it is surreal and odd, I'm definitely going to mention it. It's Master and Margarita by Mikhail Bulgakov. This is a classic. This is translated from Russian. This is such a good book, but it's weird, and I love the cover, by the way. This is one of my favorite book covers I own. It's not going to be for everybody. I acknowledge that. It's definitely not going to be for everybody, but it's so good. This is basically about the devil showing up in Moscow and wreaking havoc with some of his friends from hell, and a couple. And there's also like an alternative story of the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. There's a lot going on. It's funny. It's really dark humor. It's satirical. It's weird. It's honestly like everything I wanted it to be and more. So I'm really, really, really happy I checked it out. Again, like I definitely think if you want to read classics and you're into weird fiction or like Russian history, this is kind of a good way to read Russian history as a satire. So check it out if you want. And finally, I think if I was going to recommend any kind of weird fiction to like a bunch of people, this book would be it. Although I acknowledge it's odd. I think the most amount of people would like this book. It's The Pisces by Melissa Broder. Can I just say that this is such a beautiful cover? I love this cover. I loved it. Okay, so this book is, a lot of people were saying it's like millennial disaster woman fiction. The character is, it kind of is, but it's so much more than that. This is about a woman who is down on her luck, and she goes to house and dog sit for her sister who lives on the beach while her sister's away. And she goes and visits the beach often and realizes that she's meeting a mermaid. A merman, sorry. And there's kind of like a love story that happens. I mean, I didn't think I'd like a book about fish fucking so much.
Who'd have thought he'd turn out to be such a weirdo?
What are you talking about?
You know, his bizarre personal life. Those weird things they say he does down at the aquarium. Why, I heard...
Oh, Homer, that's just an urban legend. People don't do that type of thing with fish.
You have to get over the fish fucking sex scenes, but honestly, if you do, it's a really good book. It's a really interesting book. And the commentary you get as the book goes on about loneliness and life and, you know, going through it, it's really, really good. I like that she kind of chose mythology to kind of tell that story. It's super unique. I totally love when authors can go off the trail and write something that is wholly different and unique. I love that so much. So, again, if you get past the fish fucking scenes, it's really not that hard to do, actually.
Hey, I thought you said Troy McClure was dead.
No, what I said was he sleeps with the fishes. You see,
Tony, please, no. I just ate a whole plate of dingamagoo.
Really, really, really good book. I do think a lot of people will like this, and I think that there's a reason that this has pretty high ratings on Goodreads considering the content. So do with that what you will, but I do recommend checking this out. And I do think out of all of the books, the most amount of people will like this one the best. And that's it. Weird fiction is really hard to come by. There's a lot that I've read that I don't necessarily like, and I try to only pick books that I liked to recommend. But I might come across more and make another weird video recommendation. So please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if you've read any and what your thoughts were, or if you're interested in reading any of these, or if you have recommendations that are similar to these. I'd love to hear them. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I don't have an exit.